quick final exam review. First thing, devolution, define it, be able to give some examples for UK. Devolution is the transfer of power from the federal, higher government to lower levels of government. Examples are the Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. UK has a unitary system with a parliament. The prime minister is elected amongst his peers within parliament. The Queen is only a figurehead. Democratic deficit in the EU, meaning a lot of the policy makers and the decisions are being made by non-elected officials, so the people have less of a say. Code law versus common law. Common law depends on previous court cases, all the precedents, kind of like the United States and any legislation. Code law is a comprehensive, long list of laws to follow. Gradualism, slowly changing. The UK slowly makes changes to their government structure and system. Characteristics of an illiberal democracy. They have elections, so it looks like it's an established democracy, but a lot of the other features are not there. No transparency. Civil liberties are not protected. Those elections are there, but they're not honest. Asymmetric federalism, which is in Russia, uneven power amongst the different regions in Russia. Some have more and are stronger than others. Federation Council represents the region's interest within Russia, can disapprove any legislation, approves government officials. The Duma changed, and the election system went from a mixed system to proportional with a threshold, meaning that some of these small parties who were gaining seats no longer could meet the threshold, so they were being eliminated. Civil society in Russia was not there in the USSR, so there it lacks a strong civil society. Again, low levels of participation, a very small amount of people belong to political parties. Authoritarian regimes and democratic regimes. In your authoritarian, you have elites based on corporatism running the government. A lot of times you have a patron-client system. In a democratic regime, you have competitive elections, open civil society. Corporatism, everything must flow out of a political party, just like the CCP in China. State corporatism, they're controlling all organizations' business interests through the government. And in China, gongxi, connections or relationships, so they're in their patron-client system within their Communist Party, because it's a one-party system, based on their personal ties, all the individuals, maybe common birthplace. Coinciding cleavages weaken society, piling up differences on top of each other. Judiciary system, no independence, no judicial review, and it's controlled by the party. A theocracy like Iran is a government ruled by religion. Iran's political culture lacks competition because, again, individuals can be vetted. Their name will not be put onto the ballot. In the Cultural Revolution, Iran was get rid of secular, meaning non-religious aspects or Western ideas. They were eliminating scholars and journalists, arresting them, jailing them. The supreme leader has most of the power in Iran, interprets Sharia law, eliminates presidential candidates, commands the armed forces. A rentier state, so many of the states in the AP6 are rentier states. A lot of their revenue and their country is run off of the money made by the resources, most likely oil. Why you would be motivated for a neoliberal reform is to get rid of your debts. A lot of times pressure is put on by international banks and outside organizations that have been lending money. Camarillas is the patron-client system. In Mexico, it's the PRI. And it is no longer the most powerful, but they use a patron-client system. Similarities in Mexico and Russia, 3 to 4 largest parties, federalist structure, meaning that they're state governments. Interest groups and political parties are different. Interest groups promise ideas, try to create change through lawmakers. Political parties trying to win elections and control government. The bureaucracy in Mexico is very large. A lot of people are employed, but it becomes corrupt because there's so many people working within Mexico. Neoliberal reforms in Nigeria, debt burdens, they're pressured by international banks, World Bank, IMF, in order to get rid of those debts. And then Iran and Nigeria are similar because they both have some court systems that are based on Sharia law. Regime change versus government change. Regime change replacement occurs within political institutions and the practices. For example, a democracy to a totalitarian government. Sometimes it happens by military coup. Prebendalism is the patron-kind system in Nigeria, and parastatals are owned by the state and provide commercial or social welfare services. So partially owned by the state, operated by the state, and supposed to supply some type of social welfare. That's the review guide.